every color we unite, together we shine, bring the light. Through stormy weather, through the pain, with open hearts, we'll break the chains. It's you and me, we'll stand so tall, in the rainbow's embrace, we'll never fall. Hand in hand, we'll share the dream, a tapestry of love, woven at the seams. With every hue our voice is strong, together is one, where we all belong. It's you and me, we'll rise above, in the rainbow's embrace, we spread our love. In every corner of the earth we sing, a symphony of hope that unity brings. With every color, let our love soar, together as one, forevermore.
Hello and welcome to the Universal Rainbow Faith Church. My name is Paula Sadler and I am the president and founding minister here at URF. And welcome to our very special Sunday, June 15th, 2025 Father's Day service. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers that are watching and to all of those who have fathered and father figures. We bless you, we love you, we appreciate you. And we're so grateful that you are here with us tonight. Our theme of the month is sacred celebration and the power of joy in resistance. This week, our focus is the spiritual revolution, awakening beyond fear. I hope you enjoyed our song, our pre-opening song, Embrace Togetherness, that can be heard on YouTube on our Sacred Music playlist. And we are streaming right here in Las Vegas, Nevada at the Historic Commercial Center District in our location here. We are live stream only and looking forward to coming to you soon in person as well. So our opening quote today is from the Nature of Miracles book. I support, love, and encourage the greatest expression of your most authentic self that the world needs you to be, and to share all your special and unique gifts. This moment we are seeing is more than just a protest. It is a spiritual revolution. We must awaken to universal truth that love is the only path forward. I stand with love, I stand with truth, and I stand for the sacred rights of all of us. Our mission statement here at the Universal Rainbow Faith is: we are a sacred spiritual home where LGBTQIA+ people and allies are fully affirmed, celebrated, and protected. We believe that gender, love, and identity are divine expressions of the Creator. Our mission is to uplift, heal, and empower individuals through spiritual truth, radical inclusion, and sacred community. We embrace the divine in all forms and honor the sacred light within each soul. Our faith rises in love, justice, and the transformative power of being fully seen and fully loved. And let's just take a moment to center ourselves and do a little breath work. We're going to breathe in pride and hold that. And we're going to breathe out shame and release. And we're going to breathe in sacredness and holding that. And we're going to breathe out fear. And our announcements this week. This week's highlights are No Kings, Love Over Fear. And also, this is the final week in the We Pay 2 Pride series. We have been honoring trans pioneer Lucy Hicks Anderson this month. And also, we have a special story of hope and resilience of Ray and Annie's visit, which I will share. Our new blog post, The Vision and the Death and the Awakening, a spiritual account of Dr. Alexander Kagansky and COVID-19, how to use these affirmations for transgender justice, Saint Orion, the divine transgender warrior of justice, who we announced last week, and a call to the nation introducing the prayer for transgender military personnel. These are on our blog post on universalrainbowfaith.org on the homepage all the way at the bottom. Our next series, kicking off next week, another 3-week series starting with the prayer, the prophecy, and the power, a 3-week intensive exploration of spiritual warfare and miraculous intercession. Our featured reading this week, when we tap into the wellspring of the divine within, we become the mystic in our own life and story from the nature of miracles. We are a 501c3. We're so grateful for that, and a fully recognized faith and church according to the state of Nevada and the IRS. We're so happy to share that with you, and all of your contributions are tax deductible. And we welcome new members. You can sign up for membership at universalrainbowfaith.org, become a member, also get your free website account, start making your donations and tithes, and become fully affirmed in the Universal Rainbow Faith, along with your membership certificate, your sacred name and pronoun as well. Just a moment, we do have a red tab that came up here. Just want to make sure we're doing good on our TikTok. This is something very new that we are live streaming on TikTok, and last week it only captured the first 17 minutes. We don't know why that is, so I may be popping over to check our tablet to make sure that I don't have to do any other actions to make sure we can keep streaming. If for some reason those who are following us on TikTok, if the stream doesn't go all the way through, just click on over to YouTube and see us there as well, and we will repost our service, at least up to 60 minutes of it, on our TikTok. And so, yeah, that was our quote from The Nature of Miracles. We did talk about our 501c3 and how to become a member. Ways to support us. You can donate on our website. We are switching over to Tithely, but there are still donation tabs available. Not all of the links are working still yet. Okay, just a moment. Let me take a look here. Okay, I was just saying if that was something important for us, but it's just some kind of announcement. Okay. Our weekly live streams are every Sunday at 5:30. And they are on Facebook, YouTube, and now TikTok. We're very excited about that. And please follow, like, share, and subscribe on all of our socials. We have TikTok at Rainbow Faith Church, Facebook and Instagram is Universal Rainbow Faith, and of course on YouTube as well. You can get involved with our church, submit a prayer request online. You can schedule a ceremony or a spiritual consultation, and join our email newsletter, all on our website. And this month we continue to celebrate Pride in the month of June, so let this Pride month continue to be a beacon of sacred resistance and radical love every single day. And those are our announcements for this week. Our children's message and blessing today. Awakening means listening to your heart and standing in your truth. Affirmation. My truth is strong and my voice is sacred. For all of our children and teens that are watching, our affirmation once again is my truth is strong and my voice is sacred. And our special blessing for you, You are a light in the world. Shine with truth and kindness. And we love you, we see you, we uplift you. Here at the Universal Rainbow Faith, your gender identity and expression and bodily autonomy are sacred and holy. And we stand with you for all of your care and your needs. Everything from creating this spiritual community to supporting your family and friends and you with spiritual inspiration that feeds your soul, empowers you, and know that your body is holy and sacred, and your right to care, psychological, medical, in all ways that are needed, whatever is decided between you and your parents or guardian, and also your health care provider, are sacred and holy because your body is your temple, and no one can tell you differently. And we hold that and affirm that as part of our sacred tenets here at the Universal Rainbow Faith. So we bless you. Our reading this week, our sacred reading and reflection from the nature of miracles. When we tap into that wellspring of the divine within, we become the mystic in our own life and story. So let this quote remind us that our spiritual power is not someplace far away, that it's right here within, right now, and that we're not waiting for miracles. You don't have to wait for a miracle because we are the miracles. You are the miracles. Each of us is capable of divine connection, sacred insight, and world-changing love when we truly listen to the voice within. And let me repeat that. Each of us, and that means you, each and every one of us within the LGBTQIA plus community and allies, when we are told that this is not something that is within our reach, remember this, that you are capable of divine connection, sacred insight, and world-changing love when we truly listen to that voice within. And I invite you today to listen to that voice within, that still small voice that is calling you to be the change that you desire to see in this world, in your family, within your communities, in your school, in your places in work, if you're in the government, and in all ways, right here in the United States and everywhere in the world. That God is not far, that God is within, and that you are sacred and holy, no matter what anyone else may tell you. Because we know the truth. And before we go into our message of the week, titled No Kings and Love Over Fear, we do have a special reading for our fathers, for all of the fathers that are watching and everyone that has been a father figure to anyone, and to all of the mothers who have had to play the father role too, in the absence of a father. The fathers we know and the fathers we become. Today, I want to honor not only all fathers and father figures, but also to share a personal tribute, one grounded in memory, in healing and growth. My father, Sherman J. Sadler, was born in Tucumcari, New Mexico on January 25th, 1937. And he served proudly in the United States Navy during a powerful and turbulent time in our history. He completed training at NAS Miramar in 1954, served abroad the USS Shangri-La, and later trained in the FJ-3 maintenance at Moffett Field. His discharge was honorable and he was recommended for re-enlistment, and that's a mark of dedication. Yet, my experience with him was not a story of constant presence in my life. My parents separated when I was very young due to the struggles of addiction. His battle with alcoholism cast a long shadow over much of his life and our family. And yet, in the last conversation I ever had with him, he told me something that changed everything. And he said to me, "Do what makes you happy." It was a small sentence, but with eternal impact. Those words became a doorway of grace because a father's blessing, not spoken in a cathedral, but on the raw edges of life. And so I say to you today, fatherhood is not perfection, it is presence. It is not bound by gender, and that it is an act of spirit. It's not always visible, but it is always sacred when it offers guidance, love, or courage. And in that moment, that's what I was offered. Some fathers teach by their love. Others, like mine, may teach through absence, struggle, or loss. Through my own spiritual healing and through 12 steps, I came to understand the humanity behind the myth of dad. And I came to forgive. I came to love him in his wholeness, not just his highlight reel. So here in the Universal Rainbow Faith, we make space to honor today all biological fathers and stepfathers, trans men and non-binary parents who embody fathering love, mentors, teachers, and uncles who stood in the gap, and sober men who chose a different legacy for the next generation. And even those who could not stay but still offered us a piece of who we are. So this Father's Day, I honor Sherman J. Sadler, the sailor, the father, the flawed and fierce spirit that gave me life. I honor his service, his struggle, and the healing journey that brought me to peace. And I honor all of you, all fathers, all other fathers, and with your words, your care, and your wisdom, or simply your willingness to show up. Remember, we are all part of a sacred circle of fathering, one that expands beyond blood and binaries, beyond absence and ache, into something holy and something very real. And my special blessing right here from the Universal Rainbow Faith is I say, a woman, a men, and a them, and happy Father's Day. And so our message for today is no kings, love over fear. And this is our series conclusion in the We Pay To Pride, Protest, and Sacred Identity series. With so much that's going on, here we are and here we stand together. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, you beautiful souls, today as we close this 3-week Pride Month series with a message from the heart, a message born of truth, resistance, and healing. Today's talk, No Kings, Love Over Fear. We are living in unprecedented times where injustice no longer hides in the shadows, but it parades in the light of day. Institutions once trusted have turned callous on our communities. Policies meant to protect are now being used as weapons, as we can see. And the ones who dare to love loudly, live authentically, and fight for others are being silenced. And that is me, that is you, that is all of us, all who are fighting for love and to live authentically. And there is no other purpose and reason for being except to live authentically and stand proud in that. So yes, it's hard to watch. It's been hard to witness those empowered act so coldly and so callously. It's hard to feel the freedoms that you believed in being stripped away one by one. And it's hard to see people disappeared, erased from history, from policy, from the collective memory. As I've said before, this is more than a physical protest. It is a spiritual revolution that you are being called to right here and right now. And still, we are here. You are here. And for all those that will be watching this later, and in the months to come, in the years to come, however far reaching this message will be. So still we gather, whether in person or virtually. Still we pray, and still we hope. But what can we do spiritually when the world feels like it's falling apart? I want to know the answer to that. And how do we stay present in love when fear seems to rule the land? I really need to know that. So I have to be honest with you. Even though I, who started this church, this brand new faith, have felt moments where I've asked myself, what am I doing? Am I crazy to start a spiritual movement in a time of such darkness? And how can I speak hope when I too have felt hopeless in the recent months and in recent years at certain times? Complete and total hopelessness. And for me, my hopelessness, I think about, just wanting to get on a rocket ship and go far away to another place where there's only love and there's only peace. I was telling some friends this past week, having a conversation about, I was praying and I told God, I said, God, I think there may be some fatal flaws in this particular version of us humans. Maybe we need human 2.0. Maybe it's time somehow to evolve, because can we just program out of our human 1.0 into the new 2.0? Total love, total acceptance, no war, where everyone is loved and cared for, where we begin to really care about people and not things, and that everyone has enough to eat. There's good clean air and clean water, healthy, nutritious food, that there is no war, that everyone is free to express themselves in the way that feels good to them and feels right and feeds their soul, and that they are celebrated rather than being discriminated against, and rather than being torn down. We need to be celebrated. We need to celebrate all of our unique differences. And so that's the conversation that I had. So as I look around and I see no decency, no respect, people being treated less than human, dignity just ignored, deep freedoms, sacred truths erased. And yet yesterday, I experienced a moment that reminded me of why we do what we do. It was actually on Friday. A client came to my beauty salon, Ray, who had been coming to visit and getting services for about 10 years now. And he brought a friend with him, somebody new I never met, a wonderful and beautiful young lady, just a shining light. Her name was Annie. And I began to share the history of my business and how last year I was shut down for 6 months, not because I broke any law or did anything wrong, but because I had stood up for truth and for fairness and for my community. And that act of righteousness came with a cost. I then became a target of the local government, and after 20 years of service, my licenses were revoked for about 6 months. And that was only because I was fighting for justice. I suffered, and then I was silenced. And yet, miracles followed. The story didn't end there. After tremendous effort, prayer, and meditation for months, and asking others to help pray for me, like Unity Church and friends, and after all of that effort and my financial loss, my business was finally restored after 6 months. And it was just a miracle, because I wasn't supposed to be able to reopen and get my licenses back. But it was found out that things that happened to me were absolutely an injustice, and they were wrong, and that shouldn't have happened. So it's not because the system changed, but it's because Spirit carried me through it. God carried me through it. Just like God will carry you through any time that you're having like that, and the time that we're in now, what's happening as we look around. It could seem like total devastation and total loss and total hopelessness. And so I shared this story with Annie, and she took a silver ring off her hand. She told me she had worn two of them today, and it had this beautiful music symbol on it. I have it on now. It's this silver ring, and it has a treble clef, a music symbol on it. And so she said, I want you to have this. And I was just stunned, a total stranger. She was so sweet and she was so beautiful. And I was wondering, why is this stranger just giving me this ring? And I told her thank you, and that I was a musician myself and singer, and that I've been working on an album, 12 songs for 12 Steps to Recovery. And I told her that music was truly my first love. And then she smiled and she says, mine too. And it was just so beautiful. That very small act, a ring, was not small at all. It was a sacred moment. It was spirit, and in that moment, a stranger became a healer for me at a time I needed hope restored after all that I have been seeing and witnessing these past months. My hope in that moment was restored of the goodness in humanity and the goodness in people. That there was one good person, well, two because of Ray coming, two good people who were so kind to me, who didn't have to be. What a blessing. What a beautiful miracle. And she said, oh, I see you wear gold. I said, yeah, but I wear silver too. And you can't see it from where you're at, but this particular ring fits with another ring that I have on, and it is a rose gold rose with yellow gold and white gold, and they fit almost perfectly together, just like a set, like they were meant to be that way. And I put it on, my pinky, and I noticed, and I told her, I said, look how they go together so beautifully. Now she has one that she's wearing too. And I told her, I said, oh, well, now we'll be twinning. And there was something really beautiful about that moment. And she usually wears like burgundy and gothic type colors and things like that. And she had some really beautiful tattoos. And she said she wanted her nails painted in rainbow colors. And so I did, and we did something beautiful on the big toe with white and rainbow colors. And then I did dual colors on each nail, 2 colors with a line and glitter. And she said she was wearing it so she could make her conservative friends upset all month. And I thought to myself, what a rebel. And how beautiful that is. That was her way of just showing up and showing out and being authentically herself, supporting the LGBTQ community and supporting freedom of expression, not only from a physical standpoint and having these beautiful nails, but as a spiritual act, as a spiritual revolution that we're in and that we're seeing. So to Ray, I now call you a ray of sunshine. And Annie, how fitting your name is, it made me think of little orphan Annie and her song that the sun will come out tomorrow. And it did. The sun came out. So even spiritual leaders lose faith sometimes. But then spirit shows up in the form of a stranger, a song, a silver ring. That's the kind of world we're building here at Universal Rainbow Faith. A world where hope is not a fantasy, where it is a sacred right. So as we conclude our Pride Month series, and we still have another week to go, I pose to you this question, to think about that this week. Who do you choose to be? There are only 2 choices that we have, love or fear, light or darkness, sleep or awakening. I want to tell you, my friends, that you are not here to follow kings. And you are not here to obey tyrants. You are here to choose love over fear, to speak truth, your truth, with grace, and to honor the sacred light in all. So know that you are the revolution, that you are the sacred protest, and that you, my beloveds, are the living prayer that this world needs right here and right now. So let your voice be loved this entire month. Let your pride be holy, and let your life be your sermon. Amen. And so it is. And now we have a song, a new song. It's called Rising in the Light. I usually stand up here and sing that with you, but I'm just going to play that today. You can also hear that on our sacred music playlist. And so really, as we close out the talk today, I really want you to take in every word that you hear of rising in the light before we go into our meditation. And in the silence of my soul, I hear a call. Through the shadows of the world, I stand tall. Truth is growing in my chest like a flame, calling me by my sacred name. And just take that in this moment, get comfortable, relax, and really take in all of the words.
In the silence of my soul, I hear a call. Through the shadows of the world, I stand tall. Truth is growing in my chest like a flame, calling me by my sacred name. I rise in sacred truth. I rise in light, even when the world forgets what's right. No kings can take this fire in me. I was born in love. I was born free. In the garden of my courage, I sow grace. Every wound a bloom in holy place. Even when I feel like hope is gone, love reminds me I still belong. I rise in sacred truth. I rise in light. Even when the world forgets what's right, no kings can take this fire in me. I was born in love. I was born free. Let them try to silence our song. We've been sacred all along. In the storm we plant our seed. Truth and love are all we need. I rise in sacred truth. I rise in light. Even when the world forgets what's right, no kings can take this fire in me. I was born in love. I was born. So I sing for those still finding their way in sacred truth. We rise today. We rise today.
And so, like the words in our song, we rise today. We rise today in sacred truth, in your sacred truth, in my sacred truth, in our sacred truth. And nobody, and no one, and no government, and no religion, no power in the entire universe can take that away. because within each and every one of us, we have a sacred and divine calling. We have the seed of the divine, which empowers us to express our most authentic self with divine dignity, divine power, and divine truth. We are made from a power that is omnipotent and omniscient, and nothing can take that away. The seed of the divine is within us, and it calls us to shatter all of the lies and all of the injustices that are in this world, in this particular reality and time and space of earth that we know. And we are here to perform a sacred duty to enlighten and awaken our own spiritual being within us, our own consciousness. And once we have, to demonstrate that and to share that with others so they may awaken and that they may come out of fear and hatred and anger and become awake to the fact that they too are sacred and divine beings. And in that, we can harm no one. And that is true for all in the LGBTQIA plus community and our allies. It is for everyone, but this message is special for our community because there is a world out there telling us that that is not true and that is not real. But my friends, that is the truth, and it is grounded in a universal truth that is powerful, it is immutable, it is unchangeable, and that is the power that is within all of us right now. And so I want you to take that within as we go into our time of meditation. And just make yourself comfortable wherever you are. Be relaxed. Take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Just let your shoulders relax. Let your heart soften. And let yourself arrive fully into this sacred moment, into the here and now. Imagine before you a beautiful garden. This is not just any garden. It is a garden of your own truth, courage, and becoming. You feel the sun is shining warmly upon you. The air is so fresh and clear. You walk barefoot on soft earth. Each step grounding you more and more. This place is safe. It welcomes your full and entire self, all parts of you. No masks, no rules, the true, authentic you. As you walk, you notice flowers blooming all around you. So beautiful, so fragrant. Each one growing from a moment in your life where you stood in your truth, where you claimed your voice, and where you longed to be. You see the colors, the textures, the fragrance. This is your sacred garden. It knows your story. You find a quiet spot, you sit or you stand, and you place your hands on your heart, and you inhale courage, and you exhale doubt. You inhale truth, and you exhale fear. You are safe, you are sacred, You are seen. In this garden of truth, plant one more seed today, right now. It may be small, a decision, a prayer, a dream. Trust that the soil of your spirit will nourish it. Take one more deep breath in and slowly release. When you're ready, return to this moment, bringing you strength, truth, and peace that you have found. You are a garden of light. You are a vessel of sacred truth. You are never alone. Thank you for being here. And just take that moment in, what you have just planted, whether it was a decision, a prayer, or a dream, and feel that and know that. Just close your eyes and sit with that seed for just a moment. What is the seed that you just planted? Knowing that it will grow and it will come forth and be in this world a beautiful new creation and energy and expression. And so it is. A quote from The Nature of Miracles. I support, love, and encourage the greatest expression of your most authentic self. And our affirmation, I am sacred, I walk in truth, I rise in divine light. And now we have time for our tithing and offering, and just know that this ministry exists so no one has to choose between truth and belonging, and that your gifts create this sanctuary and help this ministry to continue on. You can contribute at universalrainbowfaith.org through the donate tab on the homepage. And coming soon, there'll be a tithely option as well. We also accept cashier's checks, money orders. We have other payment options coming soon. And you can send those to our office address, 953 East Sahara Avenue, Suite E11A, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89109, addressed to Universal Rainbow Faith. So we thank you for that. And our prosperity affirmation, I give to truth, I sow into healing, I invest in love. And I just want to take a moment to bless all of those who are viewing, all of those who are donating and becoming members and supporting this ministry. Thank you for your generous contributions as we move towards and we affirm our beautiful new location where we will all be together. And our closing and final affirmation. I am divine truth. I am rainbow light. I am sacred still. May the truth that lives in you shine brighter than fear. May your pride be a prayer and your truth be worship. Go in peace and in power. And feel free to join in on our closing song, our Universal Rainbow Faith original, Embracing Togetherness. And then I will be with you after the service for a minister meet and greet to see your comments and spend a little time with you. So stick around after our song. And thank you for joining us this week, and I look forward to seeing you next week.
In every color we unite, together we shine, bring the light. Through stormy weather, through the pain, with open hearts will break the chains. It's you and me, we'll stand so tall in the rainbow's embrace, we'll never fall. Hand in hand, we'll share the dreams, a tapestry of love woven at the seams. With every hue, a voice is strong, together as one, where we all belong. It's you and me, we'll rise above in the rainbow's embrace, we spread our love. In every corner of the earth we sing a symphony of hope and unity brings. With every color that on the score, together as one, forevermore.
So thank you. And now we have our minister meet and greet, and I am coming over to be with you all. Give us just a moment here while we turn one of our cameras around so that we can see you. And this is going to be for our Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. Okay, there we go. Well, thank you all for joining in. I hope you enjoyed our service today. I wish that I could give you all, each and every one of you, just a big hug and tell you that you are so loved. And don't let anyone take your light away. Don't let anyone take your rainbow light away. So hello, I don't know if you're still with us, but welcome Sherman and Michelle and Angela and Kelly and Steve. I don't know if you're able to make any comments on there. And also, here we have on TikTok as well. Let me just move this over just a bit. But we do welcome everyone on TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. And yeah, I don't know if I can see any comments, but I'm just grateful that you all joined in today. Oh, there we go. Good. I do see a comment. Thank you, Angela. So I see that I can read those. So if you have any questions, now is the time. I'm happy to answer any questions about the Universal Rainbow Faith or anything that you'd like to know on how to get involved, how to become a part of what we're doing. And let's see, we're going to press this here up. Invite. Well, I'm just learning how to do our new TikTok, so I am trying to invite somebody as a live guest, but I don't know how to do that. And the button wasn't working, but we'll continue to work on that. So I'm just grateful to have been able to share that story with you this week about Annie and Ray coming to my beauty salon and then getting this just random gift from a stranger. Truly a miracle. And for me, I was needing a little bit of hope to be restored. I was telling Lisa, she's the spiritual leader at Unity, a beautiful, wonderful woman, very wise and very loving. And she's going through her ministerial program with Unity, which I have been a member of for nearly, over 20 years. 25 years, I think, maybe 2001 as an official member, but all the way back to 1992. And I get so much from their services. I was just at their service earlier today, and they had a beautiful double service at Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living on Rancho, and then followed by Unity service. And so I got to go to 3 services today. Amazing. And that is certainly one way to get some spiritual energy, some spiritual food, to be in others in spiritual community is definitely so empowering and so needed at this time. They had some great refreshments. So if you are looking for an in-person option right now, and to be a part of a really beautiful spiritual community that is inclusive, I invite you to the Las Vegas Center for Spiritual Living. They have services every week, I believe, at 9:30 on Rancho, and Unity, which I am also a member of, um, on Sundays at 11:30. And they have about an hour service each. They have also many wonderful classes and workshops. So the beautiful thing about being a member of the Universal Rainbow Faith is that you can be a part of this spiritual community, but you can also be a part of other beautiful spiritual communities. They all work so wonderfully together. Let's see, here's a question. How do you gain patience? What is your practice to what for your seed to grow? Well, Angela, that's a very good question. And, like with anything, practice makes perfect. And for me, I've had a practice of journaling, meditating, and praying for many years. And I really went into an intense journaling, more intense journaling after 9/11, but I was already doing a lot of it before that time. And I started out with a book. One of my very first spiritual books that came to me from my friend Terry when I was just 14 was The Road Less Traveled by M. Scott Peck. Amazing. And of course, later on, there was further along The Road Less Traveled. And so with a book like that, and then later Julia Cameron's The Artist Way, where you write 3 pages stream of consciousness every day for 12 weeks on a 8.5 by 11 notebook paper, just regular notebook paper, one-sided. That set me up for a lifetime practice of the morning pages. So I've been practicing that for so many years. I have thousands of pages. Now, there's been times where I haven't got to it all the time, but being able to really connect that way with my own thoughts, with my own spirit, with what's going on inside, through the good and the bad, has been an incredible process. So that is partly how I have gained patience. And that is my practice. So my practice has been the morning pages, which I invite everyone to do. I invite everyone to get a copy of my book, The Nature of Miracles. It is on Amazon. This highlights my time after 9/11. I received the inspiration for this book in a dream after 9/11, 2001. And I share intimately my own journaling process, prayers that came out of that, meditations, and also channeled guidance. So there are different guides that came to me in this, spiritual guides who chose to name themselves. So you will read all about that. And it's my own spiritual journey of my part of my awakening. And a year after beginning this, I was struck sober in Jackson Hole, Wyoming in August of 2002, and I continue to write for another year to finish this. So if you want to learn about that, that book is all about healing through the journaling process, having a good practice, really introspection, going within. And it really has been so helpful over the years, although I have not always enjoyed what I've written and, what's coming out of my mind. Sometimes there's been, days, months, even a few years at a time, a year or two at a time, where there was so much hopelessness, or I was in so much fear, all of these things. And I had to work through that. And so, here I am today, almost 50 years old, and I had yet another inspiration. And my inspiration, after all that I had seen starting this last October, November, and what was happening within our own country and in the world and in our own government, I had an intuition that I think we need to have a new faith and a new church. And so here we are. That's, what happened. It had started, I think it was February 12th or February 13th, or February 18th. And then here we are. So that's part of my practice. Another part of my practice is I am in 12-step recovery, and I am 22 years sober. And with that, I go to meetings a couple days a week. I work with others. I have a sponsor. I've been almost continuously sponsored for 22 years, coming up on 23. And I have given myself 100% and completely to the 12-step program, which I look at the 12 steps as kind of spirituality for dummies. Way back when I first started and I was 26 years old, I remember getting a copy of the big book, which is really big. This is kind of about this size. And it came to me after some time. They have these books that were out, computers for dummies and different stuff. It was yellow and black print with a stick figure on the front. And that's how I began to look at this 12-step book. I'm like, yeah, that's kind of how I feel about it. And what I found out was it was really a crash course into spirituality, into spiritual awakening, and to having a spiritual experience. And there are powerful, powerful steps that are not just meant for those in either alcoholic or addiction recovery or in any of the 12-step programs. Those 12 steps are so powerful, they are so universal, that their benefit for anyone to go through that journey, if they find someone who has had the experience, to take them through that, whether it's through a recovery place or therapy or some other program, but has a real good understanding of those principles behind them. Oh my gosh, what happens is amazing. In the big book, there's a line that says something about what has been achieved in just a few months, but going through the steps could have hardly been achieved with years of self-discipline. That's powerful. And I have to tell you that it's completely true as well, because that's been my experience. And also that has been the experience that I've heard from hundreds of others who are in recovery. So I hope that answers your question. That was the long way around. And you said, what do I do to grow, the seeds? Well, I think whether we are engaging in something like starting a new faith movement, a new church, starting a new job, or wanting to take up some hobby or some other self-development or get into a relationship, all of these things require time and, yes, patience. And it's really one day at a time. And we have to continue to be consistent and show up no matter if it's hard, because it is going to be hard at times, and we just keep going. So thank you for that question. Great question. All right. Well, I think I may have just timed out on TikTok, so I think that one might be coming to a close. I hope it didn't just do the 17 minutes. I think they have like a 60-minute limit, or I know that's for the video, but I'm not sure about the live as well. So, well, thank you all. It's been so great to be with you. I invite you to please return next week, and thank you for your love and your kindness and your support. And I want to let you know I am here for you. I'm here for our community, and not just for the LGBTQIA+ community and allies. What we are engaging in is much bigger than that. It is global, it is universal, and that we are using spiritual power and spiritual practice, affirmations and prayers and meditations to affect real change, powerful change in this physical world that we know of what we're in, that we are being the change makers, that we are doing that. Every single act of love, every single prayer, every single meditation, every week showing up here at 5:30 and across our country for all those who are engaging in spiritual awakening and experience. We are doing something powerful, and the world needs it right now, and it needs us to be authentic. So thank you, and have a wonderful week and a blessed week. I'll see you next week. Blessings to you.